Alien das erste Mal gesehen habe, habe ich gedacht, das ist es. Dafür ist das Leben da.
Hier sind Wasser nichts.
You shame my people.
This movie is based on a true story. A young woman named Carola and her boyfriend Stefan are vacationing on a beach in Kenya, after which the couple decided to return to Mombasa. At the pier, Carola and Stefan saw warriors of the Masai tribe in national costumes. One man particularly caught Carola's interest. They looked at each other for a long time. Mombasa is a fairly dangerous place. In some parts of the city, poverty and crime prevail. Stefan and Carola run into trouble and flee. At the market, Carola bumped into the same man. He and another representative of the tribe escorted the couple to the pier. Carola asked for permission to take a photo for memory. The man did not object. The couple was late for the bus. Then representatives of the tribe offered Stefan and Carola to go with them. Stefan considered it a bad idea, but Carola understood that these people could be trusted. The warriors helped them get to the hotel. Learning that the men were going to a Christmas disco, Carola wanted to go with them. Stefan was strongly against it. In the end, Carola left without him. She offered her new friend, whose name is Lemalian, to dance. There was an immediate attraction between them. Suddenly Stefan intervened, grabbing Carola rudely by the arm and leading her away from the party. Carola couldn't sleep all night. The next day, looking at the photo, she couldn't stop thinking about Lemalian. Stefan was shocked when Carola said she wasn't going with him. He realized that his girlfriend had fallen in love with the savage. She didn't try to deny it. Carola was firm in her decision and stayed in Mombasa. In the evening, she learned that Lemalian had gone home to his native village. His tribesmen explained how to get there. The journey would require taking a bus with 2 transfers. The next day, Carola bought a bus ticket to Maralal. The journey took 13 hours. Carola was looking forward to meeting her beloved. She admired the African nature. The town was small. It was nothing like Switzerland, where Carola came from, to Kenya. As advised by Lemalian's tribesmen, Carola first found a woman named Elizabeth, who invited her into the house. Carola admitted that she was here for the Masai warrior. It turns out that Lemalian lives even further away, in the small village of Barceloi, where there is no electricity, water supply, and other benefits of civilization. The Masai are engaged in agriculture. In Elizabeth's opinion, it is impossible for a white person to survive in such conditions. However, this didn't scare Carola. She is determined to find her beloved. But Elizabeth says she doesn't have to go anywhere. For the Masai, it doesn't matter what a woman wants, so Lemalian himself will find Carola if their affection is mutual. Later, Elizabeth explained to her new friend the traditions of the Masai. Men are forbidden to eat in the presence of women. They are also forbidden to eat what a woman has cooked. In the evening, Elizabeth told her about her Kenyan husband named Moses, who is from the Kikuyu tribe. According to their traditions, women have no rights, and only men may dispose of property. Carola is confident in her feelings. When she first saw Lemalian, she fell in love at first sight. This had never happened to Carola before, but she has been waiting for 10 days already, which is a bad sign. However, this night, Lemalian came for her. Carola followed her beloved without hesitation. It turns out that Lemalian and his tribesmen were staying in a local dormitory. Lemalian asked everyone else to leave the room. Passion arose between the lovers immediately. Everything happened differently than Carola imagined. She had conflicting feelings and hurried to leave. Later, Lemalian found her crying and asked if she would stay with him. Despite her doubts, Carola decided to go with him. The path went through rocks under the scorching sun. Carola was not used to such physical exertion, unlike the beloved and his tribesmen. As Elizabeth said, civilization had not affected this place. Lemalian brought his beloved to the tribe, living by traditions and orders that were foreign to modern humans. Lemalian immediately introduced the bride-to-be to his mother. It seems that the women got along. Carola was invited to enter the hut, which served as a dwelling. She doesn't understand the local language at all. Fortunately, Lemalian knows her native language. Everyone in the tribe looked with interest at the white woman. Carola tried to ask them where Lemalian was. Later, she saw her beloved participating in a gruesome ritual. Noticing Carola, he gestured for her to leave. Carola felt like she was in the Stone Age. She was not used to living without basic things like electricity and running water. In addition, there were many insects here. Lemalian returned at night. Carola wanted to hug her beloved, but it seemed that it was not customary for the Masai. People in the village wake up very early. Carola was very unaccustomed to the local food. During the day, Carola watched the villagers who were busy with some work. On the same day, Carola met Father Bernardo, who had come from Italy. She asked for permission to go with him to the city to buy something. However, Bernardo, who did not look friendly, said that the car was only used to transport the sick. A representative of the local authorities came to the village and said that it was forbidden for white people to live here. If Lemalian and Carola do not get married, she will have to leave. Carola and Lemalian went to the city to register their marriage. In the public shower, Carola felt ill. She waited for Lemalian until late at night. The couple stayed in a cheap hotel. A Masai warrior is not allowed to eat with a woman, but Lemalian ignored this rule. The next day, the couple went to the migration department, but the guard refused to let Lemalian in like that. To avoid provoking a conflict, Carola took her beloved away from there. They went to the market and picked out pants and a shirt for Lemalian. After that, the couple spent time in the hotel. At night, they walked around the city. At some point, Carola lost consciousness. Lemalian immediately took her back to the hotel. He took care of his beloved all night, who felt very unwell. In the morning, Carola's fever got worse. Lemalian did not know how to help her, so he just hugged her. Later, he went for medicine. It turned out that Carola had contracted malaria. It is one of the most common diseases here. Soon Carola recovered. Using a landline phone, she called the mother in Switzerland and told her that she would now be living in Kenya. Carola also asked the mother to send her some money. The couple came to the bank to withdraw cash. Lemalian did not like the fact that his beloved was smiling at the banker. Carola said she smiled because she was happy. She bought a used car. Now they can get from the village to the city at any time. Father Bernardo advised them not to drive through the savannah as it was too dangerous. Carola had no desire to talk to him. Life will become much easier with the car. Lemalian said he would drive because he was a man. Carola warned that it was not as easy as it seemed. Lemalian was overjoyed like a child and drove too fast, ignoring Carola's requests to slow down. In the end, they crashed into a tree. Carola was very angry. Lemalian simply walked away, upset that his beloved had yelled at him in public. Carola was able to start the engine and tried to convince Lemalian to get in the car, but he was too stubborn to do it. Eventually, Lemalian gave in. A couple of hours later, they were already in the village. Only now did Carola realize the mental chasm that separated her from Lemalian. She wants to return to Switzerland for a while to say goodbye to her family and sell her store. Carola promised that she would return soon and they would get married. Soon Carola had dinner with her family. When she announced that she was getting married in the savannah, everyone was shocked. The mother did not want such a fate for her daughter. Carola sold her store. When she saw Stefan on the street with his new girlfriend, she was even more strengthened in her decision. Soon Carola returned to the tribe, as promised. Seeing his beloved, Lemalian ran towards her and embraced. Nothing will stop their happiness now. Carola gradually integrates into the tribe's life. Lemalian's mother realized that her daughter-in-law was pregnant. Carola intends to get married in a white dress, although it goes against the Masai traditions. Father Bernardo tries to dissuade her from this dubious idea, but she is determined to become Lemalian's wife. Everyone in the village gathered for the wedding. The people sang ceremonial songs and celebrated until late at night. Father Bernardo was also present, but no one objected. Finally, Carola and Lemalian became husband and wife. Once, Carola saw women gathering around one of the hut where a young girl lived. Carola was horrified to learn that circumcision was practiced here. Carola begged Lemalian to stop it, but he said it was their tradition. Not receiving support from her husband, Carola turned to Father Bernardo for help. However, the priest did not want to interfere with the traditions of the local tribe, who had been practicing this for centuries. Soon Carola visited Elizabeth and told her that she was 4 months pregnant. Elizabeth was very happy for her. Lemalian accompanied his wife. She shared with the friend her plans to open a shop in Barcelona and become an entrepreneur. Lemalian thought the idea was a bad one. In his opinion, their village did not need a shop, but Carola did not accept his arguments. She didn't want to eat sugar and goat meat all her life. The conversation was interrupted by a frightened boy who said that a pregnant woman was not well. Asma, a woman from their tribe, lay on the road in pain. Carola realized that she had to take matters into her own hands and asked the men to help move Asma into the car. However, Lemalian ordered his wife not to touch Asma. Nobody was going to help her because they all believed she was bewitched. Carola begged them for a long time, otherwise Asma would not survive. In the end, Lemalian complied with the wife's request, and then left at once. Carola was taking Asma to the city. But on the way she had a flat tire, so they couldn't make it to the hospital. Carola panicked, realizing that she couldn't help Asma. The woman tried to drive her away. Carola couldn't stop crying, listening to the screams. Soon after replacing the tire, she arrived in the city. By that time Asma passed away. Carola was very sorry. Later, Elizabeth said that she and her husband were moving next week. Moses had been offered a good job elsewhere. Carola is depressed. She admitted that the longer she stayed here, the less she understood Lemalian. Elizabeth said that to an ordinary person, the traditions of this tribe would always seem alien. Nevertheless, Carola opened her shop. Lemalian did not like that his wife was interacting with different men. A huge queue formed outside the shop. Carola's business began to thrive rapidly. Lemalian felt redundant. In the evening, Father Bernardo invited Carola over and offered wine to celebrate the opening of her shop. The priest apologized to the woman, saying that he had been wrong about her. Bernardo advised Carola not to look men in the eyes because it was not accepted here. She could be misunderstood. Lemalian believes that he has every right to manage his wife's money. For a Masai warrior, this is natural. Several months passed. Carola continues to run her shop. One day the disgruntled husband came to her. He found it suspicious that the back door was open. Carola did not understand what he was talking about, but Lemalian insisted that the wife had a lover and that the child was not his. Hearing this, Carola was shocked. Lemalian simply walked away as usual. The mother tried to reason with Lemalian, and later he apologized to the wife, admitting his mistake. Carola asked him never to do it again. Soon Carola found out that her husband was lending goods to everyone. Lemalian justified himself by saying that he could not refuse his tribesmen. Carola said that's not the way business works. Besides, they need the money. After a while, Carola went into labor. Many women gathered around her, but they were all doing things wrong. Carola realized that without professional medical help, she and her baby would not survive. That same night, a team of medics flew in and urgently took Carola away. She was taken to the hospital, while Lemalian waited for news in the village. Soon he made his way to the city. Carola and their daughter were okay. The parents named the baby girl Sarai. When Carola had fully recovered, they returned to the village. Seeing the mess in her shop, Carola was very unhappy. In addition, her husband had spent almost all the money. Carola returned to work. Angry customers demanded goods on credit again, but Carola refused them. The woman found it increasingly difficult to find an understanding with her husband. In addition, her refusal to give goods on credit caused trouble with the villagers. Lemalian doesn't like that his wife strives to be independent. Carola still hasn't lost hope of improving her relationship with her husband. Some time passed. Sarai had already grown up. Carola noticed that the husband was becoming more distant from them. Lemalian began to suspect again that his wife had a lover. Additionally, he thinks that Sarai is not his daughter. Lemalian shared his suspicions with the mother. Carola was already tired of all this. When the husband went to look for her lover, Carola tried to stop him, for which she received a slap. Carola hit her husband back in response. For a Masai warrior, this was unthinkable. When Lemalian tried to attack his wife, several men pulled him away. Nobody in the village believes that such a decent woman as Carola is capable of cheating. Lemalian cut his long hair and changed into ordinary clothes. He came to the wife and asked if she respects him now. When Father Bernardo came into the shop, Lemalian became furious. He decided that Carola and Bernardo were having a secret affair. Later, Carola told her husband that she was going to Switzerland for a few weeks to introduce Sarai to her family. All the villagers came out to see them off. Lemalian accompanied his wife and daughter to the bus station. At some point, he asked Carola if she would come back. Carola said nothing, not wanting to lie to him. Lemalian realized that she was leaving him forever. Carola left with her daughter. This strange phase of her life was over, and there was no turning back.